The Nifty lost 100 points yesterday, just catching its breath after what has been a breathless rally for the market in the last 3 days. The SGX Nifty this morning is indicating that the start may be a tad bit in the green. Let's see which way it goes. Plenty of stocks to talk about though. Our entire research team is here to give you the list of top 10 stocks as we head into trade. Hi guys, good morning. Anuj, what are you looking at?
Yeah, Sonia, before that, the SGX Nifty level is important because yesterday the Nifty futures premium had completely collapsed. So, if 11,739 is the start, that's a good 24-25 point uptick, not 11 point. But anyway, in terms of stocks, I think I'll watch out for the Tata Group stocks today, Tata Chemicals and Tata Global, because both these stocks had a big 2-day rally and after that some consolidation. But yesterday was an indication of a fresh up move starting, at least in Tata Chemicals. So that's something to watch out for. Even Tata Global as well. So both these stocks, I think, is something that I'll watch out for. If there's any, because they have broken a multi-month sort of bear market and are now coming out. So it could get very interesting.
Okay. Fair enough. They've seen a stellar rally. But there were two separate pieces of news, one from DHFL and one from a rating agency on IDFC First Bank. Abhishek, first the DHFL news.
Well, Lata, DHFL has stopped taking fresh deposits as well as renewal of the existing deposits. They have also, stopped premature withdrawal of deposits. So the first part is in line with NHB guidelines that HFCs below A rating cannot take deposits. While, stopping the premature withdrawal of deposits, sources say that they will honor, DHFL will honor all the existing deposits on its day of maturity, and they will honor prepayment only in case of emergencies like family, healthcare, etc. Coming on to IDFC First Bank, ICRA has downgraded the long-term ratings of IDFC First Bank by a single notch to AA from AA+. They have downgraded NCDs worth about 38,700 crores on account of elevated cost-to-income ratio and NPA provision seen in FY20. This can lead to, spike in the cost of borrowing from capital markets. Back to you.
Okay, Abhishek, thanks a lot for that. So DHFL could be in the red this morning. The company has stopped taking fresh deposits and renewals have also been placed on hold.
And IDFC, I think that was quite unexpected. It's only a minor notch lower, but it's still a downgrade.
Oh, definitely. We will also be watching out for the whole basket of NBFCs today, Tata.
Yes, actually a couple of announcements from the Reserve Bank. The announcement is that they're going to make annual, this is not an announcement, this is source-based exclusive to CNBC, that they're going to increase the frequency of supervision of large NBFCs. It's going to be annual and not 18 months to 24 months as it used to be. The second thing which came from the Reserve Bank board meeting is that they're going to create a cadre of specialized RBI officials who will supervise NBFCs, banks and urban cooperative banks. The entire set of financial sector people who come under RBI. This is important, which means supervision is going to be strengthened with a special cadre. Both these would be slightly negative for NBFCs. And the third one is a news that did not come. And I wouldn't blame anyone except the media, which speculated that a line of credit for NBFCs will come. So yesterday when the RBI board met and the statement was put out after the board meeting, it didn't contain anything in terms of a line of credit. Now, if anyone went long on NBFCs in the anticipation of this, then maybe there is a bit of disappointment on account of that. My own source told me that no substantive steps are will be announced by the Reserve Bank till a government is in place.
Okay, so that's NBFCs. Yesterday, actually last hour, some of the stocks did fall from the highs like Piramal Enterprises. But Rima, how should the market react to Tech Mahindra's numbers?
Well, Anuj, the numbers were disappointing. So on the top line, the company delivered a growth rate of 0.5% on a quarter-on-quarter basis, lower than expectations. Also, if you pull up the comparison chart with the rest of the peers, you can see this quarter the company's growth rate is falling short of peers. So miss on the top line. There was also a miss on the bottom line. Margins contracted by 70 basis points sequentially. This is the first fall we've seen in margins after 7 consecutive quarters of an increase. The fall was more than what we had anticipated. The positive in the numbers is that the telecom vertical or communications vertical seems to be doing well. It rallied 4.4% in the quarter. Deal wins were positive. But bear in mind, the stock has already corrected about 7.5% in this month.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. So just a 0.5% growth on the top line. I guess that would disappoint the street. But DLF had some positives in its numbers this time around. Sonal is here to give us the lowdown. Hi, Sonal.
Good morning, Sonia. Well, the biggest positive was that the net debt has fallen by around 2,700 crores on a quarter-on-quarter basis. The bookings for this particular quarter came in at 650 crores, but they have exceeded their guidance for the whole year. The whole year bookings came in at around 2,435 crores versus a guidance of 20 to 50 crore rupees. They have turned cash positive. This is the third consecutive quarter of operating cash flows that are positive, and also the profits, they increased by 80% on a YY basis. Additionally, the company has guided for a 10% increase in bookings in FY20, and they expect it to come in at 2,700 crores. Expect the stock to do well today.
Okay, thanks for that. Anisha, Crompton Consumer?
Well, it was a slight miss as the revenues fell short by 50 crores versus our expectation. The durable segment reported a double-digit growth, but lighting continues to be sluggish. On the profit front, it looks optically better at 140 crores, but there was a tax write-back of 30 crores aiding the profit there. The biggest disappointment is on the margin front, as the durables margins contracted by 300 basis points, and overall the margin is a miss versus our expectation.
Okay, thanks for that. Well, JSPL is another stock on our radar. Nigel, how did the numbers look?
Well, the numbers didn't look very good actually, Sonia, because if you're looking at it, the operating profit came in at around 1,850 crores odd. The street wanted a number closer towards 2,000 crores odd. Besides that, they reported a net loss, but that was primarily because of a couple of exceptionals. There were a couple of notes of accounts as well with regard to what the auditors had to say. So the finance cost went up because they had provided interest to a loan that was taken for one of their subsidiaries. Depreciation was higher because impairment on certain assets were taken, and also there was an exceptional item because they've written down some of those assets as well. If you're looking at the breakup, the India business did well. We're expecting a bit of a hit in terms of the EBITDA per ton. That's precisely what happened. But JPL, the miss was close to around 100 crores in terms of the EBITDA number. And the Oman business as well did see a hit. The calculated number in terms of the EBITDA from the Oman business was around 250 crores. The street would like a number in excess of around 300 crores. So the number is quite disappointing. Stock should open up in the red.
Okay, thanks for that. And here's another CNBC-TV18 exclusive. Reliance Capital is likely to announce the sale of its 42.88% stake in Reliance Nippon Life AMC, that is in its mutual fund, but tomorrow morning. The expectation is that the deal is full and final today, and the deal is likely to be announced tomorrow. This obviously positive for RelCap.
Okay, positive for Reliance Capital, but Lupin has some news flow going for itself. Ekta's here to tell us more on that. Ekta?
Well, Lupin's going to be in focus because CNBC-TV18, we've managed to access the Form 483 which was issued to the Aurangabad plant. Remember, 3 observations issued to that particular facility which was inspected in May. So the street is probably going to be a little uncertain right now in terms of what the US FTA would do when it comes to these observations, though it might just be normal course of business for Lupin. It will depend definitely on their reply. Plus, Lupin already has other regulatory issues. It's suffering from 2 OAIs on 2 of their plants. Plus, they have 2 plants under warning letter. So this would obviously weigh on sentiment.
Okay, thanks for that. Some more results. Anisha, KEI and VA Tech Wabag.
Well, for KEI, it was a beat on all parameters. The biggest positive was that the margin came in better than expectation at 10.8%, because remember, after Polycab's number, the street was worried how the cables and wire segment would perform, but they have performed rather well and beat coming in on all parameters. However, for Viatech Wabag, that was not the case. The company has missed its own lower revised guidance for FY19, both in terms of revenue as well as order inflows. The working capital and the balance sheet have worsened, and look at the revenue and the profit, both down by about 30%. So red tick for Viatech Wabag.
Disappointing numbers coming in there, but Sonal is going to tell us about some more stocks that are in the news this morning. Sonal?
Yes, I'll start with Adani Ports. Well, the promoters have informed the exchanges that they've released pledge on around 1.5 crore shares on May 16th. MT Educare will also be in focus because there are reports which are suggesting that a whistleblower has complained that there's some fraud with the company's accounts. However, the company has denied all these allegations, but these are just reports, and CNBC-TV18 has not independently verified. There's one more report related to Tata Power, which says that Tata Power's arm has bagged projects of around 1,000 12,000 megawatt in Gujarat. Some positive news coming in there. Moving on, Syntex Plastics, it's planning on deleveraging its balance sheet, and that's why they're exploring sale of the auto segment of one of their major subsidiaries. Some positive news coming in. And lastly, Bharat Financial reported its Q4 numbers. Well, the AUM is up 39% on a YY basis and 3.5% on a sequential basis. The securitization book, that has increased substantially, is up around 90% sequentially.
All right, thanks a lot for that. Well, here's a quick recap of our top stocks in focus. Stocks with positive news flow today. You have DLF, Relcap, KEI Industries. There's Adani Ports, Tata Power, Syntex Plastics and Bharat Financial. Good numbers there. While stocks with negative news flow this morning, DHFL of course, IDFC First Bank, Indiabulls Housing, Edelweiss, the whole NBFC lot, IIFL, Piramal Enterprises, Tech Mahindra posts that weakness in numbers, Crompton Consumer, JSPL, Lupin, VA Tech Vabag and MT Educare. Largely earnings disappointments on all those four names.